Live from Funnyhead Studios.
We are going to talk to the creator of one of our favorite summertime games that is just blowing up America in the last couple of years. Can Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah, we are huge fans of that game.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Charlie Sciandra, who's the patent holder, inventor, CEO of Can Jam.
And I've had 3 Can Jams, if that's what it's called, game winner, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited to have him on, man, because I love the game. Is he available yet? Is he ready?
Charlie Sciandra speaking.
Charlie!
Yes, yes.
Hi, Charlie. Welcome to the Funnyhead Show. Thanks for talking to us.
Hey, my pleasure. Glad to be here.
You got a room full of Can Jam fans here.
Yes.
Yeah. Disciples.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. I started playing about 2 years ago, and I've been addicted since. It's the only thing I want to play when I'm at a picnic. I used to play horseshoes. I used to do a little anything other game that was there. But if there's a Can Jam there, I don't leave that game. Because actually,
you're like many other people around the world.
That's right. And I actually don't leave the game because I can't get knocked off the game because I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, as good as you are, you should be at our World Championship tomorrow, or wait, Saturday this week.
Where's
the World Championships?
Where's it at?
It's in North Tonawanda, New York, right by the river.
How does someone get to be in the World Championships? That's what I want to know.
It's online. There's an online sign up. If you went to canjam.com, you would see it out there. We probably have I think this year we have about 220 players from like 14, 15, 16 different states.
Wow.
Wow. Man.
Yeah.
Is it every year around the same time, like mid-August?
It sure is. Yeah.
Okay.
August 9th. It's the second Saturday in August every year.
Oh, well, I can guarantee you we're putting a road trip together and going next year. That's a camping trip, it sounds like to me.
Good to hear it, guys. Yeah, we use this as like a springboard for fundraising. You know, it's like a fundraising event. All the money that's raised, there's different cancer cares, police athletic league,
nice.
Food bank, stuff like that. Just giving back.
That's great.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that. I love it.
And Charlie, for the 4 people that are listening to this that don't already know what Can Jam is, where can they find you on the web?
Oh my God! www.canjam.com.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Now, of course, a couple questions
very simple.
Yeah, just a couple questions that I'm sure you've answered 500 times, but
it's okay.
You know, for more people that listen to us, we want to make sure they know the deal too. How did it come about? What happened? And who started cutting up cans? Like, what happened?
Oh man, I don't know, but I'll tell you just basically how it started. It was just a handful of guys,
right?
Probably I would say bored playing catch with the frisbee at the time. Of course, we have to call our deal a flying disc because Whammo has the frisbee, if you will.
All right.
And basically grabbed a couple of metal garbage cans, and that's how we started playing with metal garbage cans. There was no instant wind slot. There was not all the rules that we have today.
Right.
But what happened from that viewpoint, we had about 6 guys playing, and we said, hey, everybody grab a partner, play on Saturday. There was a dozen guys playing, and everybody was playing all day long.
I believe it.
And then we said, it was crazy. It was like 10 hours, guys between 20 and 30 years old playing for 10 hours straight. And then what happened from there is we said, this year you got to find a new partner. Then there was 24 people playing, and that's at the time I was a marketing manager at Dunlop Tire.
Oh, marketing manager, that helps.
There you go. So I said, I grabbed a buddy of mine who played, and he was a teacher. He was one of the first guys playing with us.
Right.
Had a lot of free time, no kids. When you have no kids, you have all kinds of time in the world.
Don't I know it, baby?
So in any case, he said, sure, Charlie, we'll go together. And then that's how it started. And so we put the patent together and we got it approved. It took about a year and 2 months to get it approved. And that it's pretty complex and complicated, but we got that done.
Right.
That's huge. That's great.
Yeah. So then at that point in time, this was great because we had that. but we had no game yet. So I must have gone to hundreds of stores saying, how can I put this together? Looking for the parts, the your Home Depot, Lowe's, any mom pa, utility store.
Sure.
And then finally, I'm walking in my basement one day, and I'm pretty handy, so I saw I had some linoleum left over from a little job I did in the house.
That's
I said, "That's
awesome.
it.
Nice.
If I take this,
Roll it
and
like
I
a
get some
can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has no memory. It's thick. It's gonna just bend and bounce back into shape.
Oh, wow.
Perfect for me to carve the instant win slot. So
And we all love you for that, Charlie.
Yes.
Exactly. That's the long story made short.
No,
yeah.
that's fantastic. But when did the let's put a slot in the front come about? Like, was it more or less you guys were just trying to dump it from the top of the can? Say,
Yeah, let me tell you how that came about. I researched games. They said one of the most important features of any game or sport is an instant winner comeback feature, like the three-point play in basketball.
Right.
They put that back because they want it. Well, because it gives teams a chance to catch up and get ahead and what have you. But when I researched, there was 1 million people interviewed that said that's one of the most important elements of any game and or sport is an instant winner comeback feature. And that's when I created the slot, which, by the way, allowed me to get the patent.
That's
Nice.
That's
fantastic.
great. That's a great story.
And I did notice it seems like a little bit. I mean, at least the setup is the sense that you have, partner, and then you kind of set up horseshoes in the way that your partner's on the other side. Obviously, you're not going to get in the way of a horseshoe and try and knock it towards a pole.
But,
Tried that first, didn't
If
work
you're my
out so
partner,
good.
you better. Yeah.
It didn't work out.
Well, I gotta tell you, this another reason why Can Jam. When I came with the patent and what have you, the situation there was Jarts growing up was a game that everybody had with the metal spikes and what have you.
Yep.
And that was outlawed.
Yes, it was.
It was a black day, man.
Most dangerous game there is.
Used to throw it through the side of the pool, and your parents would be gone and stick in the metal.
I think we talked about that on the podcast recently, too.
You used to stick it in the roof. You whip them up, they come down, they go right through the shingles. Boom.
There's like underground groups still doing it, like that still have them. They're like underground groups, like Fight Club.
But like those things are lethal. If you think about it, how do they ever let this thing go to market?
I know. It is
It
unbelievable.
was the 70s. That's how
Yeah, a little less litigious. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
That was the impetus to say, wow, there's a void in the marketplace. It really needs a really good outdoor game now. What better than Can Jam to replace Jarts?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Is that about the year it came out? So what year are we talking about when you really got it? You got your patent. Now you're like, obviously, I saw it in Bed Bath & Beyond. I've seen it,
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. It started, by the time I got the patent and everything, that was the early 2000s.
Okay.
It wasn't until about 6 to 8 years ago, once I started saturating the schools, that because it meets the requirement of a PE class, believe it or not.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but actually that's very true. Kevin, who's a guidance counselor, can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
At a school, they just added it to the curriculum.
Yeah, it's in our phys ed now. It's
There
awesome.
you go.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're in. Like I have to go down to Palm Beach and Weston, Florida, right outside of Lauderdale.
That sounds horrible.
We're going to be. I know it sucks to travel there, but we're going to be going into 70, 80 schools there. This,
man,
fall.
Happy times.
Yeah. So so now are you pretty much just like kind of leading the pack on the whole thing? It's pretty much your deal now. You still got your partner.
Okay, no. I got myself, a great business partner, Mitch Rubin.
Great.
Came on board about 8 years ago. He handles the sales side of the house and admin side of the house. I do all like the marketing, the creative, the inventions, all that thing.
So
we're like peanut butter and jelly. It's great.
Nice.
Terrific guy. He's from Long Island, by the way. Well, his wife's from Long Island. He's from Western New York, and he went to the University of Miami.
So did
He's a
I.
crazy guy.
So did I. I went to the University of Miami.
There you go, Mark. The University of Miami in the house. The Go Gators.
Beautiful.
That's a good
I
idea
went down
too.
there. I played Ultimate down there, and also I'll just mention right now, I live like one house away from Maplewood, which is where they invented Ultimate.
Oh,
wow.
So there you go.
Really?
There's a whole lot of flying disc love going on right now.
Yeah,
I hear you. Matter of fact, we're big with the Ultimate group. Yeah,
I'm
really
sure.
big.
I'm sure you are. I mean, alone, you know, down in Florida especially, I mean, you're talking you got 345 days that you could probably play at a, you know, at a 365.
Yeah.
So Charlie, Mike
Absolutely.
and I were playing Can Jam at a party, and Mike got he got two game winners that night, and both times it's like when it went in, it's so rare, you know. He just turned around, we just went running down the street screaming like little kids, and then I tackled him on a neighbor's yard, you know, front yard, and a guy came out and he's like, "Are you guys okay?" And we're like, "Oh, yeah, we're fine." I'm not even going to try to explain this to you.
And to your point earlier, Charlie, like you said, I think we were down in that game like 17-6 or something. That's why we were so excited, because we were getting killed, and then we just dropped one in, and boom, winner.
It's the most unbelievable feeling.
Oh,
when
yes,
you're
it is.
playing a gamer sport when you can just bam, it wins. I got to tell you a great story about that while we're chatting about an instant win here. Okay,
Go for it.
Here we are. We're a couple years ago, maybe 3 years removed in the World Championship. Okay, now just envision this. It's like one team already has 21, the other team has 20, and they're going in overtime, and they're going back and forth, back and forth. Now, the team that is losing 20-21, their guy throws it his last shot. Now, the guy is behind the goal, so he says, "Oh, my God, it's going to hit the goal," and that's 2 points, so we go back and we lose the World Championship.
Right.
So he runs in front of the goal, goes to deflect the disc, air ball, doesn't hit it or anything, flies right by it, and the damn disc goes right in for an instant win.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's like hand of God stuff.
Yeah. From like, oh my God, it's going to be a 2-pointer. I got to go deflect it so
Right.
we can, you know.
Oh, that's amazing.
It. He fans on the tip.
Thank God
and
he
goes
missed
in
it.
for an instant win, and everyone goes crazy.
That is absolutely fantastic. Now, last part we wanted to talk about just a little bit about, like Monopoly with the free parking in the middle. Everybody's got their own little house rules that come about.
I'll tell you, I thought one that was particularly great, which a lot of college guys do this one. When you're within striking distance of winning the game, like you might need a 3-pointer, 2-pointer, 1-pointer, whatever it is.
Right.
They call it manning up.
Okay.
Manning up. And what you do is, you know, you can't play defense, right? But the guy on the opposing team could keep walking back and forth in front of the goal.
Oh, my God. Why?
Now,
Wow.
here's the thing. So now you have to try to get out of the way at the last possible split second, and then the other guy does what he needs to do to score his points. Now, if it hits enough, you automatically lose the game.
Wow.
But if you're real good and then you zip out of the way the last second, you can make it tough for someone to make the tip for the score, whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. I like that. We might have to give that one a go.
Man up.
And Charlie,
Yeah.
have you ever witnessed, I don't know if you want to call it a perfect game, but 7 3-point scores in a row?
Absolutely. At the World Championship.
Of all places.
It's crazy. Oh, yeah. I've done it myself. I was a pretty good player myself.
That was our next question.
Finals a few times, yes.
Nice. That's
Wow. So, I mean, the game's over in like literally probably like 4 minutes.
We're not necessarily as good as we think we are.
Bam, 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 back and forth. Yes. And I'll tell you, though, when you get into the tournaments and stuff like that, that's when the noose starts getting a little tighter when you're throwing and deflecting. So.
Yeah, I would also believe that we may be a little humbled when we go.
we got to practice,
There's always
man.
that possibility.
That's true.
Are there cheerleaders? I think we should think about that.
There's a number of them around. And sometimes we have the Buffalo Jills, although they're on strike right now.
Right. They are.
So
they're
free.
available.
Yes, exactly. Wow, man, that's fantastic. So, basically, the second Saturday every August, you do the World Championships of Can Jam. Is it always in the same place?
Always in North Tonawanda, New York. Absolutely.
All right, we're going to go.
Yeah, we're going next year. It's
Nice
road
work.
trip,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would love to go this week, but it's not going to happen.
No, we
But
got to gear up though.
we're going to gear up.
yeah,
and
Cue
we're
the
going.
montage. Cue the montage
I
when we're on track.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, guys, here's another cool thing, and I don't know if you guys realize this. All our stuff is made in the USA.
Yes,
I do
we
know
that.
It's great.
Yeah, Charlie, that's awesome. It's all recycled materials too, which is
Yeah.
great too.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, we're a
that's
very
huge.
green company. We recycle, or we do, or you know, what we use is recycled, or the stuff can be recycled, and we ship boxes back and forth to repackage too.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's fantastic.
That's good
man.
stuff.
What was the one thing I wanted to remember? That was when we knocked. Remember somebody went in the winner circle, like when
Oh.
it
Goes in the slot and comes out the top of the
yeah,
can.
yeah,
came out the
yeah.
top.
Checked
of
out
the
the,
can.
we
like
checked
that
out the rules on that.
Yeah, we played a game and I threw one. It went through the slot and then it hit the back
Yeah.
of the can and went out. And I did my celebratory lap only to find out that that's just a 2-pointer or a
2-pointer, sorry to say, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Larry
Charlie,
was
tell me
halfway
this
down
one.
the block.
You're at a party.
It was
You're playing.
it was a short-lived lap, right?
Yeah, I was exhausted, but
Ask me about. I want to tell you about this one. Let's say you're playing, and of course, it's it's a party. There are people around, and you toss
Yeah.
your flying disc of choice, and it hits someone in the head, and then goes in. Say in the top. How many points is that?
Good question. We didn't have to use someone's head. We could have used the tree or something, but that's good.
Here's the deal. If it's one of the guys on the team, okay, it's a
yeah.
3-pointer.
That's right.
That's true. You can head put it
Yeah,
in.
it's a slam dunk, baby.
that changes everything. My whole playing style is now.
Well, what if it's a non-combatant, if you will?
Yeah.
You know, speaking of the funny heads and what have you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
go,
happy
thank you,
heads,
there you go.
talk, there you go. That's a great header.
Yes.
Or a headshot.
Yeah.
Headshot.
Yeah, it's like a sandy in golf.
I like it. But like, so what if you deflected off a tree? Like, say, I don't know, for some reason you're playing close to a tree and it hit the tree and then went in the bucket and nobody touched it. How does that play?
Well, let me tell you what. If you were doing that and you had you're allowed one deflection. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it. The secret is one deflection. So that would be it. That would be good as long as it's only one deflection.
Oh, I
so
see.
so it can come off of an inanimate object.
One time.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
one time.
Also, an animate object. is also-
That would be good too.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that. Like you couldn't like pop it up. Like if you're on defense, the guy's throwing to you, you can't pop it up in the air and then hit it over to the can. You can't do that. You got to hit it in one shot.
No, that's the secret. It's one. I should say that's the secret. The key. It's one deflection, and it could be any body part, anything. One deflection.
Any body part.
I love it. I love it. Charlie, I want to thank you so much for coming on there. Oh, I'm sorry. We got one more
We got
question.
one last quick
Go ahead,
thing.
Steve.
Just as guys from New Jersey, we hope the Bills stay in Buffalo.
There you go.
Thank you. Just
You know what? And I love Bon Jovi too, but I agree with you guys.
yeah, thank you. Exactly.
I mean, we're not actually big Bon Jovi fans here,
right?
but
No, we're absolutely not. But not for that reason. But that would compound it.
I got to tell you guys one thing before you go.
Sure.
We have. You want to talk about a game that you can turn into whatever you want to turn it into. I've just created this tabletop game. You're going to see it come out this fall. As a matter of fact, text me back your address, and I'm going to send you some. It's called Gliders.
What a man.
And-
Thanks, Charlie.
I was gonna say
and
when
you guys are going to love this thing. And by the way, it's only going to retail for about $7. So
nice.
it's going to be in college campuses all over the U.S. once it catches on.
That's fantastic.
I'm excited.
And we'll do everything we can to put it out there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie. I mean, we've talked a lot about Can Jam on the show. We're huge fans. A lot of time, we usually record 2 shows a night, and usually when we take
Sure.
the break between the shows, we go out in the backyard and play Can Jam.
We do.
Which
we're definitely going to now.
gonna do
We
right
gotta
now,
practice.
probably.
Gotcha. Well, hey, I really appreciate it, guys, and your support is tremendous.
Wow, thank you so much. And Charlie, we really appreciate you coming on the air. And so we know, and so everybody knows, you want to go to canjam.com so you can find out about the World Championships there. You can get yourself a set of a Can Jam set. But that's something good you can have. Ordered to your house. Right?
There you go. And you guys let me know about give me your address and I'll get you some gliders and you get that thing going. You'll love it.
Thanks,
Sounds
Charlie.
fantastic. We definitely will do that. Thanks again for coming on, Charlie. We really appreciate it.
You're a
Hey,
genius.
guys, a real pleasure. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
You got it. Take
Okay,
care.
guys. Right back at you. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Charlie.
legends speak of a band of men who will one day rise and shake the very foundations of the world with laughter. These are not those men. Funnyheads.net